Well, guys, let's go ahead and talk about the 2024 election. Joe Biden has 3 years of reign and destruction that this country is suffering through right now. Inflation out of control, real wages aren't increasing to offset inflation, war everywhere. The man is weaponized justice system going after Donald Trump. It's a disaster. Now, the polls say that Donald Trump is going to win in a landslide. Now, Donald Trump definitely has my vote. I don't believe that anyone should be casting their vote for Joe Biden. The only people that will cast their vote for Joe Biden is people that want the destruction to continue. Why would anybody in their right mind vote for a man when you can't even afford your own rent? Rent prices going up, food going up. Why would anyone in their right mind vote for Joe Biden? But the DNC says, all right, there's going to be no primaries. Now, technically, there is primaries, but we know it means absolutely nothing. Now, the Democrats are running strictly on, orange man bad and democracy. Every time I hear that, man, that's something Democrats always say, even though we're a constitutional republic. But anyway, I digress. Folks, you should not be taking political advice from celebrities. Now, a lot of these celebrities, you know what? They're actually left-wingers, okay? They are. These people are actually sitting pretty comfortable with their millions of dollars while you're actually out there struggling. Kind of funny how that works, guys. These people don't know anything about politics. But one of the biggest celebrities out there, and we talked about this person on the sports channel because now the Kansas City Chiefs are actually in the Super Bowl, is Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, pop star, extremely famous. Apparently, she's going to sway the election for Joe Biden. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that, guys. So make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Memberships just start at $5 per month. Member live stream every single Friday. We appreciate the support. If you're watching on Rumble, click the join button, get access to the same thing. So here we go. Let's jump over here to TMZ. Check this out. Taylor Swift, she could sway 2024 election outcome according to new poll. Now, remember, she was all in for Joe Biden. We're actually going to go over her words about what she said about Joe Biden in 2020. And boy, it did not age well. And what she actually put out, man, was pretty woke. Now, of course, in 2020, that was the Wuhan virus, the George Floyd thing, all that stuff, man. And the Democrats, man, they used all that to get people to vote. And apparently Joe Biden got 81 million votes. Okay, take that for what it is. But you shouldn't be listening to a celebrity for any political advice. It doesn't make any sense, man. But let's read this here. The music industry, the NFL, the U.S. economy, and now the White House. According to a new poll, Taylor Swift could sway voters in the 2024 presidential election. The poll, conducted by Redfield and Wilton Strategies, showed 18% of voters said they're more likely or significantly likely to vote for a candidate endorsed by Tay. Really? I mean, you know what? The demographics for Taylor Swift is definitely younger people. And more than likely, probably younger woke people. Why in the world would you actually listen to Taylor Swift on who to vote for? That is insane right there. Obviously, this has to be young people. But let's continue on. It goes on, it says, but the data also showed 17% said they would be less likely to vote for a candidate if they were backed by Swift. The survey was taken earlier this month and questioned 1,500 eligible voters. Now check this out. 45% of those questioned said they were fans of the singer. The poll also showed, unsurprisingly, a Taylor endorsement would appeal significantly to young voters. So maybe they went out their way to actually go out there and kind of gauge Taylor Swift voters. I mean, Taylor Swift on X, I believe she has like 95 million followers. Now, I'm not a fan of Taylor Swift music. It's nothing against her music. It's just that I don't listen to it. Okay? And even if I did, I'm not going to listen to her for political advice. Now, granted, I'm in my 40s, so I'm much more mature. But these young voters here, influenced by Taylor Swift, yeah. With all she's accomplished, the Time Person of the Year has more reach than ever before. Why in the world was she the Times Person of the Year? I don't know. It should be noted T Swift has mostly steered clear of politics throughout her career, so it's still unknown if the singer will announce her vote this year. Well, she was not quiet in the last election. Check this out. This is from October 7th, 2020, roughly about 3 weeks before the 2020 election. Check this out. Taylor Swift explained why she's proudly voting for Joe Biden right here. And it's a woke statement, man. I didn't even know, because like I said, I didn't pay attention to her. This is what she put out there. She said, quote, "The change we need most is to elect a president who recognizes that people of color deserve to feel safe and represented, that women deserve the right to choose what happens to their bodies, and that the LGBTQIA plus community deserves to be acknowledged and included," Swift said. "Everyone deserves a government that takes global health risks seriously and puts the lives of its people first. The only way we can begin to make things better is choose leaders who are willing to face these issues and find ways to work through them. I will proudly vote for Beijing Biden and Kamala Harris in this year's presidential election. Under their leadership, I believe America has a chance to start the healing process it so desperately needs." Wow. This didn't age well. This did not age well. I mean, obviously, man, she's trying to appeal to younger voters. And obviously, she doesn't know that Joe Biden is actually Jim Crow Joe. Because Jim Crow Joe was nothing more than a Dixiecrat. Dixiecrat, nothing more than a Democrat. Look at his history, man. Joe Biden has said a bunch of racist stuff, man. A bunch of racist stuff. But hey, get your political advice from a Taylor Swift, right? Astonishing, man. Absolutely astonishing. Let's see here. Swift also shared the news of her endorsement on Twitter. Quote, "I spoke to V Magazine about why I'll be voting for Joe Biden for president," she wrote. "So apt that it's come out on the night of the VP debate. Going to be watching and supporting Kamala Harris by yelling at the TV a lot. And I also have custom cookies," man. Yeah, Kamala Harris has been a disaster. She's actually been worse than Joe Biden when it comes to popularity. Her approval rating, worse than Biden. But look here. It may not all be bad. Because look at this. This is from this past December. Trump gets surprise boost with young voters amid Biden disillusionment. And that's because mainly, I believe, it's because of the whole Israel and Palestine thing. I'm going back to that, man. These younger voters, man, they're kind of woke. And they overwhelmingly support Palestine over Israel. Now, look here. It says in 2020, Biden crushed Trump by 24 points among the under 30s voters, according to the main exit poll, and still won just a narrow electoral college victory. The new poll cannot be dismissed as an outlier either. An NBC News survey last month showed a very similar pattern, with voters under 35 favoring Trump by 4 points, 46% to 42%. It was the first time NBC News poll of Biden's occupation of the Oval Office that showed Trump beating the incumbent overall, a bet by a slim 2-point margin. Yeah. And they bring up, why is Biden doing so badly with younger voters and Trump's doing so well? Well, here's the main thing right here. Young progressives have been disappointed that he has not taken more expansive action on priorities from climate change to voting rights. Now, this whole thing is a hoax right here. Climate change, really? Really? And voting rights? Everybody has the right to vote, okay? And guess what? Oil production, these young people, man, would not know how to survive if fossil fuels were eliminated. Student loan repayments, guess what? That's never going to go away. Not going to happen. It's ridiculous. But check this out. That left Biden in a vulnerable position, which then became exponentially worse when Israel unleashed a furious attack on Gaza after the October 7 Hamas assault that killed around 1,200 Israelis. Younger Americans are overall far more sympathetic to the Palestinians than older generations are. Yeah. So this whole Taylor Swift thing, man, I would take that with a grain of salt. But if she did have that kind of influence, man, you know she's going to vote Biden. If she has that kind of influence, we're all screwed. We're all screwed. But I'm being optimistic here, man, because everything we've seen so far, man, showing that Trump is going to beat Beijing Biden. And it could actually be pretty bad here. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.